I'm joined now by the first evicted house guest of Big Brother 27. Zae is here with me. Zae, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. I mean, obviously, it's not a great feeling to get evicted first in the house, but I'm making the most of it.
You had a great attitude as soon as you came out. What did you say to Julie? You said a lot of people can say they won Big Brother, but how
Not that
many
many people
people?
can say they got 17th though. And
Yeah.
I actually thought of that line as I sat down in that chair. It was not a pre-planned line; it just kind of came to me in the moment. So I was pretty proud of it. I thought it was funny.
All right. Well, I have to say I'm excited to meet you, but I did not plan on meeting you this soon. I saw you in the final four at least, so
Hey,
I was
thank you.
definitely
I
surprised.
saw myself in the final four too, but
I'm
I guess
sure.
life happens.
All right, so let's break down your speech when you were up on the block trying to save yourself. That was the perfect speech. I mean, you said, hey guys, I will go after Rachel. She's won this competition. She's obviously a big threat. She could possibly win this game again. You promised to go after her, yet the house guests voted to evict you. What do you think happened there?
Yeah, obviously it wasn't my intention to be in like a headbutt with another house guest, because it just puts a target on your back. It just puts you on the pedestal. But I think that it was the only option that I had because people were wanting to evict me because I was like a threat, even though I don't really think I was. I lost all my competitions that I participated in. But my goal was to try and make her seem like a bigger threat. That way, they want to keep me in to try and get rid of her, and then maybe just get rid of me after I get rid of her. But my goal was to come up with something else to where I could stay in just a couple more weeks. That was my goal. I just don't want to get evicted this week. I can figure out something else. I can strategize something else, but I got to make her seem like a bigger threat than I am. Otherwise, I'm out this week. And
Well,
obviously,
I don't know what
that
they
was
were
my goal. It didn't
thinking.
work out the way I wanted it to.
I don't know what they were thinking getting rid of you. I would want to put a
I don't know
target
either.
on Rachel's back right away. So you didn't work with Rachel from the beginning. Do you regret that?
No, honestly, I think a lot of people were working with her just because they were like kind of fanboys, fangirls,
Mm.
and that was the only reason. And they were all like, nobody wanted to vote against Rachel because they were scared of her. And I was like, look, we're all here to play our own games. Like, if you just team up with her, you're not going to win this game. And so I felt like I was one of the only ones in the house that was willing to make a stand against Rachel vocally, to actually try and get her out of the house so we have an even playing field. Because as it stood right then, Amy was also a second vote for Rachel. They were tight. Amy, she was voting more with her emotions, and she would have voted with Rachel every single week, and she will. Is my prediction.
Yeah, the longer Rachel lasts, she's going to sweep the floor with those kids for sure. Who do you think's playing the best game in the house right now?
I like to think Morgan is probably, if I had to pick one person to win, because she is really smart, really athletic, really strategic. Like she has all the things that make her a threat, but she's flying under the radar so well right now that no one's really thinking too much of her, in terms of like being a threat. And so I think I think Morgan will make a really really good run in this game.
What do you think about Jimmy? He's the HOH this week. He definitely wants to be the star of this season for sure. He's giving me pick me energy. He's trying very, very hard. We see him on the live feeds rehearsing his speeches. I mean, he's entertaining, but I think he's trying a little bit too hard. Do you think the house guests are going to get sick of him and put him on the
I
block
think
eventually?
so. I think so. And for the record, he told everybody that the speech that he gave was not planned, just so you guys know. But
Wait,
and so
he
I found
told
out
them that it
after
wasn't
the live.
planned? We saw him rehearsing it on the live
Exactly, that's what I
feeds.
heard after.
Ah,
But he told us that it was just kind of a spur of the moment thing, and I was like, wow, that was really impressive. Because when I try to do spur of the moment, it doesn't go that well. But then I get told that he was rehearsing it the whole day, so I was like, okay, that makes more sense.
all
But
right.
I do think that he's not going to last too much longer. But my reasoning is because he's hedging his bets, he's playing both sides. If I would have won HOH, he would have been my second option to put up because he kept on telling me that he was going to keep me in the game, and I knew he was lying and he wasn't being straight up with me, and he was hedging his bet so that if I stayed in the game, he wouldn't be a target. But if obviously I was on the block, he was going to vote me out, and I knew that, and so I wanted to stay in another week so I could put him on the block, and I think that would be sick. But I do think that people are starting to see that. I told multiple people before I left, I was like, look, even if I get out this week, do not trust Jimmy. Like he's hedging his bets, he's playing both sides. Like do not trust a word he says.
Yeah,
So
I hope they see
people
what
run with
we're
that.
seeing. I hope the house guests
Exactly.
see what we're
Yeah.
seeing. For
Yeah.
sure.
So I don't think they'll keep him too long.
Okay. I hope not. I hope I'm talking to him sooner than later. So who would you have put on the block if you were saved in your HOH this week? Who would be on your block?
Yeah, so obviously Rachel, I committed to house guest. I would target her and I would go after her, and so that's an easy option. I would have put Jimmy in the block as well, because he's hedging his bets, he's playing both sides, and he was kind of jumping around a lot. I just didn't trust him at all, and I want to play this game with people that I felt like I could trust. And the third one would probably be someone that aligned closely with Rachel, whether that's Amy, whether that's Morgan. I'm not sure exactly who I would have chosen as that last option. I want to just stay in the game long enough to even have that decision. But I don't know exactly who it would have been, but someone that's closely aligned with Rachel, that way it'll be one less vote to keep her in the game.
Are you watching the live feeds now that you're out of the house?
Honestly, I want to. I've been so busy with just social media blowing up, my phone like going crazy. It's been like a full-time job and overtime just trying to keep up with all of that. But it started
Well, I bet
like,
because a lot of people were upset that you were evicted.
a lot of people were, which I loved. I loved getting the messages. Obviously, there's both sides. A lot of people hated me. A lot of people loved me, and so it's really cool to see that. I've never had that before happen. I never had haters, So
Yeah.
it's kind of cool to have haters.
Well, to be fair, there was some controversy in the house. On the live feeds, the cameras did catch you making an offensive slur. I will say it wasn't directed at someone. It was, directed at yourself. But do you have anything that you want to say to anyone who might be watching who formed an opinion of you based on that?
Yeah, hopefully, people don't think less of me because of that. I apologize. It was obviously a dumb thing to say. And I apologize to anybody offended by that because I don't want that to represent who I am. But it was a mistake. And so, yeah, it's just something that hopefully I can move on from.
Well, I think you're doing a good job at representing who you are outside of this house for sure. You definitely have a great attitude, positive energy, which is why I wish you were in the house a little bit longer. But so this week, who do you think is getting evicted?
Obviously depends on how the blockbuster goes. I want to say Kelly. Like, she was people were gunning for her last week. She was kind of a little bit isolated. She didn't really have strong alliances. She had kind of annoyed a lot of people in the house just by playing the game too hard too early. So I want to still lean towards Kelly, but again, anything could change.
Anything, expect the unexpected, right?
Expect the unexpected.
All right, so obviously it's early in the game to tell. Who do you want to see win and take it all the way?
Obviously, Zach is my boy. I'm never going to root against Zach. I would be so happy to see him go as far as he can. I think, the money itself from an outside of the game perspective could really help Riley or Vinny a lot. So I would be super happy to see either of them take it as well. I don't think Riley's playing the best game he could right now, so I don't know what's going to happen. But I think it could really be super life-changing for either of them.
Yeah, awesome. I'm rooting for Rachel until someone has the guts to stand up to her. Then I will root for whoever has the guts to stand up to her, which is why I was rooting for you, because you had the guts from day one.
I like to hear it. I like to hear that, though.
I know. No, you were my favorite to win, and then, of course, you're home first, but that's because they all knew that if they didn't get rid of you, you probably had a really good shot at taking home the $750.
I like to think so. Hopefully you didn't put too much money on me.
Lastly, what did you learn from this experience?
I learned, man, it's hard to sum up in one sentence, but I learned so much about myself. So many just random things from other house guests from different perspectives of life. I learned so much about the people. There's just so much. I don't know. I get into it. Take me 2 hours to go into everything that I learned, but it was a great experience. I'm super grateful for my time, even though it was a short time. I'm infinitely grateful for the time that I had on the show to get to be there and participate. It was awesome. It was life-changing.
All right, Zae, thank you for hanging out with us. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate it. My pleasure.